Hey, I'm Jake, and today on the Steaming Pile, we're talking about the upcoming Joker movie, because we need likes and clicks, and most of you jackasses probably love the Joker. Now, before we get to that, let's take several quick deviations down the Joker rabbit hole. We'll begin with a quick overview of the Joker. Now, this will be a very brief history or overview of the Joker, as I don't have the time or desire to rant for the length of the Lord of the Rings movie, so let's get to it. The Joker was created by Jerry Robinson, Bill Finger, and Bob Kane. Bob, you got listed last because you're a dick and you screw people out of credit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the documentary Batman and Bill on Hulu. The Joker, the Clown Prince of Crime, the Ace of Names, the Harlequin of Hate, Mr. J, and various other nicknames. The Joker, arch nemesis of Batman, is the perfect counter to the Caped Crusader. They are two sides of the same coin, with Batman being tragedy and the Joker being comedy. You know, kind of like those shitty theater masks that douchebags who think they're deep have tattooed on their calves or something. Now, DC has published several origins of the Joker. They've put forward several possibilities for how he came about. Now, typically, most of these origins involve a few minor tweaks but some of the same elements. The elements usually being whoever the Joker was before having donned the persona of the Red Hood, before robbing the Ace Chemicals plant and falling into a pit of chemicals while being pursued by Batman. Now, who the Joker was before he was the Joker or donned the Red Hood persona has always been in question. You can check out various different origins for the Joker, some of which include The Killing Joke, 0 Year, Batman Confidential 7 through 12, and many more. Now, the ambiguous nature of the Joker's origin adds to the appeal of the character. It helps with the mystique. You can kind of imprint any sort of personality you want onto him to a certain extent. And when you do an origin story and you confirm it, it sort of undermines the character. Think, for instance, why Rob Zombie's Halloween didn't work for me is the overemphasis on Michael Myers' origin and humanizing the monster. You know, we don't know. Maybe the Joker was a struggling comedian, as we see in The Killing Joke. Maybe he always was a criminal mastermind. Maybe he loves murder. We don't know. Anything is possible. It's our fear of the unknown that the Joker can reflect. Moving on, before we talk about the upcoming movie, let's talk about some of the past on-screen Jokers and some of their strengths and weaknesses. And you couldn't do that without starting with the Proto-Joker from the silent film The Man Who Laughs, played by Conrad Veidt. Just take one look at this guy and you'll see where Jerry Robinson got the inspiration for his artwork on the Joker. Now, since The Man Who Laughs isn't really the Joker, but more the initial building blocks for the Joker, we're not really going to talk about that. So let's move on to the 66 Batman series with Adam West and talk about Cesar Romero's Joker. Great look, great acting for what the series was, you know, real cheesy, real campy, but it fit the series. Not even gonna nitpick the stash, not that there's a nit to pick in that glorious stash. If I had any complaints about Romero's Joker, it's probably not so much to do with Romero as anytime he shared the screen with Frank Gorshin's Riddler, he was sometimes overshadowed by Frank Gorshin's manic, scene-chewing portrayal of the Riddler. Not his fault. The directors probably should have had a tighter leash on Gorshin, to be honest with you. Next up, we have Tim Burton's 1988 Batman film featuring Jack Nicholson as the Joker and Prince as the soundtrack. Anybody remember Bat Dance? Probably not. Now, I enjoyed Jack Nicholson's portrayal in this movie. The look was great, the acting was great. I even enjoyed the fact that he would paint his face to look normal, and then when he would dab at it, the normalcy would fade away, revealing the Joker face beneath. However, I have a few issues with this. It's not so much the acting, it's more the fact that Joker is given an origin in this movie, and as we've previously stated, I don't particularly like that. And it's basically confirmed in this movie, for the sake of the movie, at least in the movies universe, that this is in fact the Joker's origin. And he is one Jack Napier. Now, it's revealed later in the movie, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but come on. It's revealed later in the movie that Jack is the one responsible for gunning down Bruce Wayne's parents. Now, I don't like this for several reasons, because it not only undermines the character of the Joker, but it undermines the character of Batman. And what I mean by this is Batman, as we see in the comics and throughout most films, that Batman is a detailed-oriented, distrustful kind of a dick. Next up, we have my personal favorite, Mark Hamill. But Jake, he's not live action. He's just doing the voice. And several people have done the voice. True, but in my opinion, he's the best at doing the voice. So we're not including all the voiceover actors. However, we are including Mark Hamill because I think he's been the best on-screen Joker. Most notably known for the Arkham Asylum games and Batman the Animated Series in the 90s. Now, the reason I like Mark Hamill's Joker is his laugh. He has several expressive laughs that let you know how the Joker is feeling. They can express fear, anger, delight, psychotic mirth, anything. And to me, it is very important that the Joker should have a litany of expressive laughs because he's the Joker. It's in his name.
One of the things that informs the Joker is his laugh. And I remember reading the comic books, it was ha 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 ha, but lots of ho ho hee hee ho ho hee. His laugh should be like a musical instrument. It should sort of illustrate his mood. It could be ominous and intimidating. It could be gleeful and with wild abandon. But I didn't want to just have one rote laugh. I was driving to the first recording session thinking, how did I laugh? I'm on the freeways in Los Angeles. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Now, I'm sure no one in Los Angeles would look twice at somebody. Look at that guy laughing maniacally in his car.
Now, some of Mark Hamill's best performances of the Joker was the first two Arkham games and the animated series, as previously stated, but also check out Mask of the Phantasm. He does a fantastic job in that as well. And next up, we have most everybody's favorite, Heath Ledger. Everybody thought Heath was going to suck at first, me included, but Heath did a great job. I really enjoyed it. I didn't care so much for the look. This is my only real negative with Heath here. I didn't care so much for the look, mostly because it's, as you can see in one scene where they're attempting to assassinate the mayor of Gotham City in The Dark Knight, that his paint is not permanent. And you can see, like, his normal flesh on his arms at various points of the movie. I don't understand. Now again, this isn't Heath's fault. This is a director choice. Christopher Nolan not thinking that it's realistic that chemicals could dye someone milk white, Michael Jackson much. Anyway, I digress. Heath did a great job. One of my favorite things about Heath, and this was a script choice, but also the acting helped sell it, is every time he would ask someone, you want to know how I got these scars? He would always tell a different story. And that really speaks to the roots of the Joker and how his origin has never really been pinned down, which is great. I love that. It's a nice slight nod to the comics, and I live for things like that. That's just spot on, great, good job, Heath. Now, regrettably, we come to Leto's Joker. Fucking gross. But Leto's a real mixed bag. Supposedly he was cut from several scenes of the Suicide Squad, maybe for good reason. But the look, I like the fact that he's dyed milk white by the chemicals, obviously. Or at least it's alluded to that he's been dyed, that he's got the typical Joker fallen chemical come out looking like clown origin. I don't care for the tattoos, I don't care for the hip-hop grill, and there's really only one scene that I give the guy credit for. When he's threatening the security guard from the prison that Harley Quinn is held in, that's a fairly decent Joker scene. Outside of that, I don't really care, but my biggest knock on the guy is he's got one laugh. And it's fucking awful. All the time. It never changes. It's monotone. It's stupid. And as we said with Mark Hamill, you need expressive laughs. If you can't do more than one laugh, you don't need to be the fucking Joker. Just doesn't need to happen. I don't care how goddamn method you went with it, you fucking asshole. Like, Jesus Christ. Ooh, I sent like a dead pig to the cast members. It's like, I don't know, can you not spend 5 minutes working on a laugh, you prick? Anyway, and finally, we come to the movie. Now, there ain't much there, which is kind of why we had to do all the other stuff.
All I have are negative thoughts.
And finally, in a world where everyone thinks they can do my job, check out this guy.
When I was a little boy and told people I was going to be a comedian, everyone laughed at me. Well, no one's laughing now.
You can say that again, pal.
Now, it's a 70s period piece. So far so good, I guess. I like the 70s. Who cares what time period this is in? Batman was created in 1939, so who really gives a rat's ass? The Joker's played by Joaquin Phoenix, also a pretty good choice. Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor. He's appeared in several movies and done an excellent job. But again, I can't help but have some dread and some fears about this movie because it is an origin story. I'm gonna keep hitting this nail on the head. That's not good for the Joker. But we as comic book fans, and I guess comic book movie fans at this point, we tend to jump the gun a little bit. We tend to get a little overly critical. Maybe this will be a good movie. I'm not so sure. My fear is that this will be a concrete origin story with no ambiguity. And I don't like that. But maybe they'll throw us a curveball. There's rumors that Joaquin may not actually be the actual Joker. That could be great. Here's how I like to imagine the movie ending. Maybe, after this whole movie's over, we cut to Arkham Asylum. We see the Joker in the therapist's office in his straitjacket, laying on a couch, recounting his tragic origin tale to maybe a Dr. Harleen Quinzel, which is the actual name of Harley Quinn before she becomes Harley Quinn. And after he finishes, the doctor, Harleen or whoever, says, "Isn't that what you told the last guy? That's bullshit. How about we hear the real story?" He laughs. End of movie. Or something to that effect. Now, I know I said we were going to talk about the Joker movie, but again, it's just trailers. There's not much to go on. So instead, I'm going to tell you how I would do a Joker movie. And this only took me about 5 minutes to come up with. Pretty damn easy. Don't need a team of Hollywood writers. And it's also an origin story. But Jake, weren't you just complaining about origin stories this whole damn video? Have I wasted my time? Well, you've probably wasted your time. Yes, I was complaining about origin stories, but concrete origin stories. There's a way to do this in which you completely pay respect to the ambiguity of the character, and you do it with an anthology movie. Now, this is my suggestion. You have a Joker, and let's go ahead and cast a Joker real quick. Who would be good? How about Glenn Howerton, or Dennis from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? I think that dude would be great. Just for a variety of reasons. If you've seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you've seen glimpses of it, I'm sure. The story would essentially be you'd have about 3 or 4 origin stories. Our narrator Joker, or Glenn Howerton, would kidnap about 3 to 4 reporters. Whether they be newspaper reporters, news site reporters, it doesn't matter. This is a real basic sketch and outline of what I'd like to see done. He kidnaps 3 to 4 reporters, takes them to a warehouse or a fun house or a circus, whatever. He takes them to his hideout to be tortured in different rooms. Now, in each of these rooms that he has a reporter in, they're all being tortured in various horrific ways, but just when they think he's going to kill them, he asks them if they'd like to hear his tragic tale. And of course, them being reporters and wanting to stave off horrific, painful death, say yes. So he tells each reporter a vastly and wildly different tale, maybe with some similarities. Now, in each of these stories, the Joker would be played by a different actor. So that would lead the audience to wonder, since it's a different actor in each one of these, are any of these real? You'd have no idea, and it would be great. Now, at the end of this, Batman would rush in, save the day, the reporters would be saved, then they would go on to print their stories, or at least the story that the Joker had told them. And since they vary wildly, every one of the reporters would be fired from their jobs and their lives ruined and credibility shot. And that would be the joke. The Joker didn't want to kill them. He could have killed them at any time. But he just wanted to ruin their lives for a laugh. And I think that that would be the perfect Joker movie, or at least the perfect Joker origin story. But tell me what you think. Do you have a better idea for a Joker origin movie, or a better Joker movie in general? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'm Jake, and this was The Steaming Pile.
That's all, folks. Let's